Good morning, and today I am going to cover a newspaper article from Maysville, Kentucky, dated Saturday, August 16th, 1890. Now, I thought that around 1890 or so, things had settled down. There wasn't the Wild Wild West was more basically tamed, and certainly the Northeast was, much more subtle, but it was a very bloody week that week. It was mostly caused by jealousy, but it was just a bloody week. The first crime was one man kills his wife and then hangs himself. Now, it was a Sunday morning, and two children were being brutally butchered by their father. This was in Columbus, South Carolina, August 16th. It was just a bloody week. Friday night, Julia Burden, wife of Neil Burden, was found dead in bed with a gun in her head and a bloody axe lying on the floor. Now that's terrible. The dead body of her husband was suspended from the rafter up by the same room, one end of a trace chain held around his neck, the other being fastened to the rafter. Now, that means that he killed her and then he killed himself. It's something that you hear of once in a while here, but it obviously was doing there. He was evidently arranged the chain himself and jumped from the left as his neck was broken. It was clearly a case of murder and suicide, and it was because he was jealous. Now, that's a sad thing. Today it's sad. Why, if you aren't happy, why would you kill yourself and your wife? Just leave. The second one is Sunday morning. Charles Jenkins, a railroad lawyer. Now, he's a guy, he's got it pretty well made. He's getting good money. He works for the railroad. He's a lawyer. And he's talking with a woman where he was living when Peter Ashley stepped up behind him and struck him in the head with an axe, killing him instantly. Jealousy was also the cause of this crime. The woman, having formerly lived with Ashley, whom she quit to live with Jenkins, the murder escaped. Now, that's just a sad, sad thing. Then the most terrible crime happened. It was committed Sunday when Nelson, who was taking care of Samuel and Morden Nash, orphan children of his brother, aged respectively 10 and 12 years old, were the uncle was murdered by these two children, 10 and 12 years old. It's terrible. The boys claimed that they murdered him because his uncle was mean and beat him and whipped him unmercifully, and that their aunt had promised that because they were so young, nothing would happen, and convinced them to kill him. Now, that's a sad case because back then, they'd hang you for that. On Sunday, while Ness's wife was at church, and he was stepping over the fire cooking dinner, Samuel stepped up behind him and dealt him a fearful blow on the head with a hatchet. Now, Nelson cried out, "Oh God," and ran out into the yard where he fell. The two boys then beat him to death with an axe and a hoe. Nice boys, okay? The youthful murderers then tied the man's feet with a chair, hitched the chain to a single tree, took a horse and dragged the body to a neighboring gully and covered it with pine sap. The final tragedy of the week culminated yesterday morning when Ross Williams died from an effect of a pistol shot fired about 2 weeks ago by John Connor, her lover. The bullet penetrating the brain. Connor claims that the pistol went off accidentally, but Ross, in her mortem statement, stated he shot her purposely during a quarrel, and it was a bit of jealousy. He's in jail, and all these people are ordered to stay. So you're talking 4 bloody murders in a very small town in a very small amount of times. And I just found this a very fascinating story. Thank you for your time. Please go to my other site, Paranormal, with short stories, and enjoy the day. Thank you.